The thing that I thought was super interesting is like Fassbender's character's apparently like a human lie detector. Like you
Yeah.
can't lie to him. I thought that was super interesting because, just as married life, he knows he hit the spot every time. There was never any faking it.
What about the breathing, the panting, the moaning, the screaming?
Fake, 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 fake.
Till lies do us part. We're talking movies. We're talking Black Bag, starring Michael Fassbender and Cate Blanchett, and directed by Steven Soderbergh. Chris, when you can lie about everything, when you can deny everything, how do you tell the truth about anything?
You are one naughty husband, George. Hey, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of How'd You Like That Movie? We are going to be talking about the recent Soderbergh film, Black Bag. Scott, take us away.
All righty then. So 2 Soderberghs in 1 season so far. I like this somewhat. All right. So
listen. This definitely wasn't Presence, so you're in for a very different experience, I think.
Yeah. So if anybody doesn't know what the basic summary of this is, an intelligent agent who's played by Cate Blanchett is suspected of betraying her nation. Her husband, Michael Fassbender, faces the ultimate test, whether to be loyal to his marriage or to his country.
Both of them, just to let the audience know, both of them actually work for British intelligence. So it's like, you need to find out if your wife is a mole or not. That's the basic plot structure of this film. And listen, that's in the trailer. We're going to be very careful, Scott. We are going to be very careful about not giving anything away because this is a espionage thriller, and like to give up any of the goods is going to wreck the experience for the audience. And this film, just like by the time you're hearing this podcast, this film has only been out like a week. So keep going. Okay, go ahead, Scott.
Yeah. So like Chris alluded to, so the same team of Presence is the same team that brought this. Same writer, David Kep. Do you know what the name is?
I don't know. I just say I think it's Kep, but I say Cope because it's Koepp. Either or. Pick one, and then you can also vary around on that one.
David Cope.
So it like both seem very like they look the same but are completely different in terms of like the cinematography looks the same, the style, lighting look the same in between these two movies.
Well, that's because Steven Soderbergh yet again fills in as both director, cinematographer, and editor. that's why they look the same, because he is filling all those roles just like he did in the film Presence. So
well, anything to keep the budget down, right?
Or keep the money in your pocket.
Anyways, but I think also the same thing between 2 movies that I found is there isn't much like tension in this film or
what?
any
the fuck are you even talking about?
I
not a lot of tension. The whole film is tension.
I didn't find any, man. I didn't find any. Like there wasn't any part of this that I actually thought like
wait. So you're suggesting that you knew from the beginning who the mole was?
No, not even that. Like like
were
who
you
I
just
thought
not
it
interested?
Was.
Because the tension comes from the intrigue. It's less the type of tension you get, like obviously with a jump scare or something. That it's more like, oh my god, I think this. Oh my god, like it's the twists and the turnings create the tension. And there's tons of, as I said in my little TikTok review, there's more tension than a British countryside road.
The port is quite good.
Yes, quite good.
Indeed.
Most certainly.
What year is it?
51.
Ah, delectable.
Indeed.
Yes.
Yeah, I didn't listen to it because I'm like, I didn't want to know what you were thinking going in. But for myself, I didn't find any like cinematic tension at all, right? It's like here are your suspects, and kind of like the thing that I thought was super interesting is like Fassbender's character's apparently like a human lie detector. Like you
Yeah.
can't lie to him. I thought that was super interesting because, you know, just as married life, he knows he hit the spot every time. There was never any faking it.
What about the breathing, the panting, the moaning, the screaming?
Fake, 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 fake.
Right? Like, you know, you're doing good. And that's probably why all the ladies are like, you know, will you cheat? Will you not cheat? Like, I hope you do cheat because I want to try it out. Like, because I think they know, you know, Blanchett told them.
Well, I mean, because it's Clarissa, played by Marissa Abella. It's like well, I mean, they have a whole spiel about like she definitely has like a older man kink and stuff. And like she loves Michael Fassbender's character. Like well, also because he's a bit of a, like you said, he's a legend in the intelligence community, right? So he's like he's one of the top dogs. He's very, very good. And the way he's dressed, he reminds me like he should be in like some type of like German like electro band or something, like in Kraftwerk or something. Like he looks like Dieter from Saturday Night Live, you know what I mean? All black. The fashion in this is fucking amazing. Like very like London high street, like that very, very British style fashion. Like everybody looks like dressed to the nines, but like also kind of going to work. Like Kate Blanchett looks like effortlessly gorgeous as she's like going from like London to, did she go to Brussels? Is she in Belgium or whatever? When she heads over to the continent or whatever.
Zurich, yeah.
Which in Zurich, Switzerland. And Pierce Brosnan looks like, would you consider this a cameo? Like he is a character. He is important to the plot, but he really doesn't have a ton of screen time. Like, would you consider this a cameo role or?
Well, I wouldn't say a cameo, or just like a minor supporting.
Role.
But I do want to say this with Bronson, because like watching him and the way he was dressed and everything like that, it got me thinking about something. I'm going to say it to kind of project it, kind of thing, right? So, as we all know, Amazon officially has bought the rights to Bond, right?
For $1 billion.
So they own it. So, you know, they're going to do this.
Squeeze that fucking lemon until all the juice is out of it.
Oh, yeah. But this is what I hope they do. 1 season, 8 episodes, and you got old man Bond, and you just have Pierce Brosnan. Like cut. Yeah, whatever. Just come back. And it's just literally Bond when he's retired, and then somebody's like fucking killing agents and he has to come back.
Or listen, I'm gonna pitch this to you. Gay Bond, and it's called Bonding on Bond, and it's Pierce Brosnan dating Daniel Craig.
Yeah, that won't work.
007.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. But yeah.
Anyway, let's get back to this movie.
Yeah.
Anyway, first off, I think the cast looks amazing. The wardrobe consultant on this film did a great job. It's got a $50 million budget, which the film looks bigger than that. Like it is nice to see. And again, like you said, like, you know, the fact that Soderbergh is doing editing and DOP, that does help keep that budget down. But it looks really good. Like it looks much bigger than the $50 million budget, in my opinion. Would you agree with that? Or
yeah, like like I said, it looks good. Just for me, I think in terms of, I don't know if it was the writing or whatever, I didn't find much tension of it.
So do you typically like this style?
Oh yeah,
of espionage film?
Yeah, like fucking, like I love the Harrison Ford, like Tom Clancy when he was Jack Ryan, because they weren't big action.
That's so okay. So
no, they weren't big action. They were more like,
okay.
Like
so
you put this up with Patriot Games or Clear and Present Danger.
What the fuck are you talking? No action. Jesus Christ. Okay, here's an example I'm going to give you, and then let's use this as our litmus test. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I think that is a better point of reference than a Tom Clancy now is a great, yes, there's lots of espionage, but there's also like literal like special forces fucking knockdown, like Clear and Present Danger is like an IRA fucking film, man. The thing opens with an assassination attempt on a member of the royal family. So lots of killing, lots of action. But have you seen Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy with Gary Oldman?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so that and that's based on a John le Carre novel. He's like extremely famous writer. Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy also has a 1979 British like BBC series, and I think you need to compare those because it's more of the straight up espionage, like very, very, very little action. Like I think in Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy there might be like 3 minor action sequences, sort of like this film. I think that you could say the table scene, which I know you know what I'm talking about, I think that constitutes action. The drone scene and one of the ending scenes, that's probably all the action. Would you agree? Without giving anything away.
Yeah, I would just say the drone scene, really.
Yeah, that's the one that's only like would really constitute true action.
Yeah.
But if you're listening to this and you've seen and I actually went and rewatched Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy specifically so I could have this conversation, and you like that like very cerebral, like who's saying what to what they're saying matters, like that like witty repartee, and again very British. This film is also, even though, because I think Soderbergh's American, isn't he?
Probably.
Probably. Let me just check here. Soderbergh is from Georgia. Yeah. So I think for an American making a British film, they did a very good job because like the Brits are known. Yeah. Because also Cope is from Wisconsin. When you're talking about like the British are known for like that dry writing, dry comedy, like they did this. Did you find this? Okay. You said you didn't like the tension. And I think it's probably because it's the type of film that isn't exactly your favorite in your wheelhouse. Again,
I do like it, but I think, okay, so in terms of tension, right? Like, if you want to use fucking No Way Out, like with Kevin Costner as an example too, right? Like,
again, isn't that like a fairly actiony espionage film?
No, but what I mean is like, the people who you think might be the mole or something, right? They're technically like there's points in those movies where, you know, their backs are against the wall where they're doing dramatic things, or you can feel like fuck, right? Like I got to prove my innocence, or I got to prove this. Most of this time, like in terms of like the first read through, you could say, like where he's reading each person to see if they're lying or not,
like at the dinner sequence,
the very first one, right?
That scene is so good. It's so good.
Yeah, it's literally like you know, it's just like everybody's playing what's that meme, or you know, like fucking just like a card game. Everybody just sitting there like, and nobody who is suspected, even Kate Blanchett, like no one who's suspected of, you know, possibly being the mole at any point feels like nervous about it at all, right?
Okay,
like,
so your idea of tension is that you want the characters to feel peril,
right? Even Fassbender, when he's like, oh, it could be my wife, it could not be my wife, kind of thing, like he's just like stoic, right? Like he doesn't, like at no point do you feel like, oh fuck, he's gonna make a mistake to try to like save his wife or not save his wife or anything like that. Like it's just like goes through, and there's not any, like, to me at least, any build up to be like, holy fuck, right? Like how you're saying, like there was for you, unfortunately there wasn't for me. But it's still a good movie, right? Like I enjoyed it, and you know, I think it's well done. But I think in terms of what the basic premise of this movie is like supposed to be like tension filled.
So would you say that like you probably like prefer like I'm trying to think, like because my favorite James Bond is probably Casino Royale with Daniel Craig, like that kind of tension, right? Like the card game. Actually, would you consider like the card game in Casino Royale, like is that tension for you? Where like, is Bond gonna win? Is he oh my god, they're cheating, like
Yeah, like the something like that. The closest we ever got to that was when in the scene where they actually pulled out the lie detecting machine.
Yes.
Yeah, and
Are you clenching your anal sphincter muscle
yeah,
right
yeah,
now?
and she's like just like and it's just like this little cat and mouse game, right? Where she's like doing this and
So
like
you
have you
want
ride the
raised stakes, is that's where you're getting your attention, where it's like,
right.
and they keep cross-cutting, right, between like different, they're all getting asked similar questions, and they keep
Yeah,
jumping from actor to actor and actor, and then you're cutting back to seeing the lie detector going up and lie detector going down, right?
right. So like even if they cut it a little bit where they're asking the questions, and when you see the kind of seeing the results, if you don't know who actually like, even though he's asking the question and it might, let's say, be
Is your name
Ni-
Beatrice?
yeah, Naomi Harris, like, and you can see kind of the line, but then asking the same, not knowing who these results are actually for, that could have kind of built something too. Like, yeah, like I think kind of like you're saying, like Marissa Ab- Abdallah, if that's her name,
Abella,
Abella.
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think she stole it for me. Her and the one who played Tim Burke, who was played Freddie Smalls. I thought he was the good kind of like straight man comedy relief, right? My favorite fucking scene was that when Fassbender's like, "Oh, I would like you to come back to dinner the next day," and he was like, "Oh yeah," and shows his like hand. He was like, "Yeah, I had such a great time last
Yeah,
time."
yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I think that again, back, whether you like true British comedy, which this is very much, I think even if you just like some funny, like that, whether you want to call it tension or like pacing, is punctuated by these like just witty. Like, so there's a scene where Fassbender, again, he's doing a read. He's kind of disclosing some information about, is it it's Naomi Harris's character, the doctor, and he's like, you did this and you slept with this for this reason, and the dude is like, yeah, maybe it wasn't that reason, and she's just like, no, it was 100% that reason. Like, just shuts him right the fuck down. It's like the audience. And so it was great. This is the other advantage of watching stuff in a theater, is like you get real-time response, right? And so you're watching this film and people are like laughing out loud, or like almost like woo, especially some of the like female characters, like they're zingers, like they were like, people were loving this shit, man. In a way, again, I think that Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is a very solemn film. Like, there's no comedy in that film. It's just brooding tension, right? Like, who's who. Everybody's kind of nasty to each other. And it's set in the 70s, so everybody's smoking cigarettes and stuff. This is like a light, fun version. Actually, I have a really great quote around that. Just a sec. So we've got Thelma Adams from AARP Movies for Grownups. She had this to say: "It's all a parlor trick. Hardly John le Carre's Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, but Black Bag carries its swagger lightly, entertaining in its deceptive simplicity." I do have another quote that I'm going to end the show with, which is a little more showing this film a little more love. But yeah, it's not too serious. It's fun. It looks great. The fucking acting is great. Like, every one of these actors is good, right? And the advantage is, because you have this small cast, you can really just make sure you have the right people for the right roles. It's fairly contained. I mean, like, yeah, they do some British countryside. A lot of it's in, like, is it MI5 or MI6? I think it's MI6. And then there's obviously like that little, I mean, I think the whole thing is actually shot in London, but you're supposedly jetting off to Zurich for this very small piece. But like, for the most part, it's like a lot of it is there's a couple dinner table scenes or inside like the government buildings. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, yeah, I think the majority of it's like their house kind of thing. I think in terms of majority of the scenes are located in their house.
And
But
the
yeah,
thing's
I
like
think,
90 minutes. Like, did you feel it was paced well?
yeah, like I said, like like I enjoyed the film. Like I do think people should watch it, and it is well done, and it goes to show, like, you know what actual, and I don't mean to make this sound bad, but what actual real actors can do with source material, right?
Yes.
Like, because there isn't, like, this isn't Mr. and Mrs. Smith, where they can have that little break where they're having shootouts and stuff, right? Like, I don't think yeah, like the last 5 minutes of the movie is when you actually see a gun,
Yeah.
right? So
yeah, it's all dialogue. It's all
Yeah.
dialogue. And
So-
even with the all dialogue, there's not a ton of dialogue in points. So you are on screen as an actor and you just have to like emote. You just have to have presence.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I think they all did extremely well, right? Which, and I do hope people like go and watch this film because it is well done, and I enjoy these original IPs. But yeah, like it's, I think, like, okay, I got a question for you.
Go. Actually, before you move to that question, I've got a question
Okay.
for you that has to do with seeing it. Do you think that there's an advantage to see this in the theater versus a streaming? Like, what
Oh my god, that's literally the question.
Oh, amazing! Look at that. This is why we do a show together.
Well, you were thinking it. Yeah, well, you said it.
But yeah, because like because here's the thing. I think I don't think this movie would do well if it went straight to streaming, because I think there's way more distractions with the phone and everything like that where you're miss.
And you're literally reading my mind, and this is what I said in my the quick TikTok review I did. Like, you 100% is that as soon as you are out of the film, you're going to start missing shit, and so then you're not going to be as invested in the characters. The phone, the 2 screening is going to fuck this whole movie up. Like, sure, like I'm going to rewatch this for sure when it comes out on streaming just to see if I missed anything. But yeah, it would be very easy to put this on in the background and then just like fucking be like, I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah. Cause that's the thing. Like, I was going to say, like, I had the privilege, I would say, we got invited to the Electric State press screening for the Netflix film. So it premiered on Netflix last Friday. Well, by the time this comes out, and the thing that I took away with it, like, yeah, it's a Russo brothers movie, Chris Pratt, Millie Bobby Brown. But the thing I took away from it the most when we left was, if I watched this at home, it was like the first time I watched a Netflix film like in a theater on the big screen. And like you were saying before when we were talking, I think last week, like Netflix films have like a certain feel to it, right? Like it's just kind of like cut and paste, and like it's supposed to like ups and downs so you can do the 2 screening, right? But watching it in the theater, like the amount of people that like were walking out, and everybody was like, I enjoyed this movie a lot, like, oh my god, it was so good. So that, and then but you're watching, and then I look back and I look at the reviews, and majority of the people that are reviewing are the ones who got the streamers who are watching it from home, and they're just batching it. So like that's where I got like kind of the connection. Like when you actually go out to the theater and watch something, you're getting a totally different experience than watching it at home.
100%. And as well, it's like, again, so I've talked about how with this film, having that audience response, like that affects how you are viewing the film. If you're grown up and you're turning your fucking phone off, you are focused in a way that even like when I watch stuff at home and I try to stay away from my phone, I have to actually like put my phone away from me when I'm watching films, because otherwise it's like, you're just like, I'm just going to check this one Instagram post. I'm just going to do this one thing. And you're just in and out.
Giggity, giggity, giggity goo. Stick around.
And so there is something to the cinematic experience. And I think that this film looks good on screen. The acting is great. The story is great. Like everything's good. Just do yourself a favor. If I just do want to say, this is not James Bond, though, okay? So if you think you're going to go watch like James Bond or even Tom Clancy with like a lot of fucking shootouts and shit, don't, because you're just going to be upset and fucking grouchy about it. But if you do like a thinking person's kind of like cat and mouse style film, do yourself a favor, find a Sunday afternoon or whatever, go out, sit down. It's 90 minutes, man. You're gonna enjoy yourself. And then maybe if you want to do a double feature, again, I think Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is a great double feature. You can get that. I rented it on Apple. So yeah, watch this. And then if you want to double feature it, go home and watch Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy. I would watch Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy kind of after, just because it's a little more of a slower kind of, it's a little more complex. So I wouldn't want someone to watch a really complex, actually, unless you would rather do like the dessert after. The Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy is much more of a full meal. So however you want to order that food, put it in that order. But this is light, it's fun. It's like when it opens, there's a beautiful steady cam shot. And I had forgot that Soderbergh also is his own cinematographer when I was watching it. And I'm like, oh, I wonder if in the film Presence, because it's all steady cam, if Presence was almost used as a trial run to get used to having a really smooth steady cam usage. Because man, I love that fucking opening shot, like just following the dude into the nightclub in London and then down the stairs. It's kind of reminiscent. Again, we say this all the time. It's kind of reminiscent of the Steadicam shot in Goodfellas. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Except I don't know if it's a one long take. I would have to go back and revisit that. But
for Black Bag or for
Black Bag?
Goodfellas?
Well, I know it is for Goodfellas, but for Black Bag,
it seemed like it was for this too, right?
So interesting. This film. So it's got a $50 million budget, but they had a $60 million negative pickup. Which for those the very simple answer, a negative pickup is basically like, I guarantee you I'm going to buy your movie, but I don't give you money until you deliver the movie. So they spent 50 on it. They've already got 60. So like the investors, they're already taken care of. So now this is going to be all up to who is the Focus Feature to make their $60 million back. So far, I've got $11.8 million opening. Sunday, we're recording the Sunday that it opened, but it's still early in the day. So that number will definitely have changed by the time you hear this podcast. Would you agree with all that stuff, Scott?
Yeah, normally, more money comes in on the day. So yeah, I would change the number.
Yeah.
I agree.
As it sounds right now, so the critics are going fucking bananas on this. 97% from the critics, 71% from the audience. Again, those numbers are expected to change. So,
really, you think it's going to go down?
No, I just think they'll change. I just think sort of like the budget. We're too early, and we talk about this sometimes too. Is people like us sometimes we get press screeners or screenings. And I do think, other than people like us, there are, I'm going to argue, certain critics that don't like to rock the boat.
Don't rock the boat, baby. Rock the boat. Don't tip the boat over.
With the PR companies and the studios, and so they get their press screening, and then they come out and they're like, wank, 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 wank. So it'll be interesting to see if those numbers hold. Definitely, I want to see what the audience thinks, because the critics, again, from a critical perspective, this is it's like I said, it's beautifully shot, acted. I can't imagine what the critics could really say. It's paced well. It'll be interesting to see what the audience has to say. That's what I'll be looking for on this.
Okay. I think they're going to say there wasn't much tension.
What's that?
I think they're going to say there wasn't much tension. Because you're the critic guy, I'm the audience guy.
Yes, yeah, fair enough. I think you might have been the wrong audience. Do you have anything else you want to say before we get out of here?
Just one quick little story about my experience in the theater watching this movie.
Did you like it because you were like, this is the relationship that I have with my wife? Like I would never
I'd
turn her into MI6.
No, I wish I had that relationship. But
I'm so glad your wife does not listen to our podcast. We fucking divorced many years ago.
Oh, that's why I say the shit I do. This is my therapy. You're my Dr. Zoe Vaughn.
Nice. but we are not doing stuff on the couch. That's not happening.
Or on the table.
No, I just said not on the couch.
Oh.
Anyway, what's your last story?
How you're saying, like, in terms of the audience experience and stuff like that. So I went to watch this. I went by myself, and I went to like a 7:00 showing on the Friday, and the audience demographic there was, majority of it was people over 60 years old.
Nice.
which I thought was super cute, because it was majority couples, right? Like husbands and wives, stuff like that, watching that. One I super enjoyed.
They're gonna go home and role play.
Well, yeah. One, I super enjoyed the elderly couple that ordered seats like 3 or 4 rows from the screen, and then once they got to the theater and saw like the walk, they're like, fuck it, and they just took other seats.
Nice.
And then the people that actually had those seats were like, you're in my seat, and they're like, you're gonna make the old people get up.
They do the big like trying to stand up.
Yeah, and then they just like,
arthritis.
and then they ended up sitting like a row across from me, and I thought it was super cute too, because they were like pretty much killing the people behind me like, with their eyes. But the elderly couple in front of me, those are my favorite, because like you were saying, like people were laughing and stuff like that. So there would be a lot of times where when the joke got said, I got to hear it twice because the wife didn't hear the joke, and she would say to the husband, like, what did he say? And then he would say the joke again, and then they would laugh after it kind of moved on. And it just made it look super, like, I was just laughing and smiling. I'm like, fuck, man, that's life right there. Like, that's what I want. Like,
You're a naughty husband, George. What did he say? She said you're a naughty husband, George.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying, like, because my favorite joke, like with the hand, and he was like, oh, we want to invite you back to dinner, and then she was like, what? And then he goes, he wants to invite him back to dinner. He said he had a great time last time, and she goes, and I was like,
amazing. Old people are fun. All right, you good?
I'm good.
All right, so Philip de Simone from Time Out, he had this to say: cerebral rather than action-packed, it's like a classic Le Carre, or with its Harry Palmer allusions, Len Deaton thriller. Brought bang up to date with stylish direction, outrageously thirsty acting, and some bone-dry wit.
And that is our wrap for the day. Please like and subscribe to this podcast. Tell your friends. If you want to get a hold of us, reach us at the www.howdyoulikethatmovie.com. So, you know what I didn't realize? There's another.
That's like always going to be my joke.
Yeah. But this one had another fucking, like, there's another Skarsgård fucking brother.
I saw that too.
Gustav Stars. Like, how many fucking Skarsgårds are there?
He's like Mr. SpaceX. He just has, the dad has so many kids, and they're all actors now.
Actors. Yeah,
Make sure you bring your brother to set.
There's a sister too, apparently. Yeah, it looks like there's like 5 or 6 boys, and like fucking, I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, because I saw the features, I'm like, I wonder. And then yeah, I'm like, another fucking Skarsgård.
I want to see a movie starring, featuring, supporting all Skarsgårds. Like, it's just one movie with all the people in the one film.
Oh man, imagine if it's like a kind of like a Mickey 17, but it's just like somebody going after the Skarsgårds, and slowly and surely they.
Oh my god!
Only
giving away our gold here, my friend.
It's not even Mickey 17, man. It's fucking Highlander, because there can only be just one.
Production by Rod Shaver, Vader Monkey Productions.